Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. Today it's, I suppose you could call this a build vlog, and I'll probably label it as such because it'll be tracking the build and paint job of the Schwimmwagen and the figures that I'll be using in the small diorama. Now I've hit on to me a slight problem already, which is I was almost going to build this completely and then just show show the video when it was all complete, because I reckon you get a bit tired of seeing Gav's vlogs that don't simply go nowhere sometimes. But this is an old kit, a 1970s kit, so I knew there would be some bits and pieces that wouldn't be up to, say, modern day standards. It's quite a simple kit, you've seen these. Shout out to Sean for giving me the photographs of some restored Schwimmwagens. Really appreciate it, Mara. I took on board what he was saying. I am literally going to he didn't exactly express this, but I'm just building this out the box. There's going to be no scratch building or alterations. It really was just I hadn't lost any mojo or anything. It was just to actually get something done, feel that I've achieved something, rather than just going round on a carousel type of thing. So things like these seats, they're obviously absolutely simplistic. At first I thought, oh well, maybe I can hollow them out with some sandpaper, put a bit of epoxy putty on to make them look like there's something material wise on them, and the back seats have absolutely no detail on whatsoever. On the restored examples, I can see there's obviously an air, because it's obviously air cooled engine. There's an air grill in the back between them there. So this is quite hollowed out. There was no way I was going to attempt to try to scratch build anything. As I say, it really is it's the figures I was mainly doing it for, but with this giving them a bit of context. Now the problem I've got, well, I'll just go through a couple of bits first. These aren't problems particularly. A few ejector pin marks which I've filled last night, and I'm going to sand them out. This would normally be wooden decking on here, and it'll obviously be painted as such. Although saying that, it was probably actually oversprayed with the colour of whatever they were spraying at the time, so we'll see on that one. But yeah, that's got to have these two seats attached to it, and the gear lever. Obviously a steering column goes in there, but that's about it. Really simplistic. Wheels again are giving them a sand down. I'm not trying to put any crisscrosses on them or anything. I'm not being clever. I've tried being clever and it's not worked. I've never been clever in my life, so why I thought I could do it in scale modelling, I've no idea. But yeah, anyway, these guys are all done and prepped up. But the only problem I've got is, let me just get this on here. This was the whole reason for this little video, really. Get you some advice off you guys. Right, that's her closed up. I'm looking over a camera here, and is she closed up? Right, that might be a bit better. Right, that's her closed up. Now we've got gaps underneath, as you can see. Without going to lots of trials and tribulations, I could put a bit of plasticard under there and then try and fill it. But there's nothing to bridge the gap underneath, which I'll show in a minute. These are really awful big, obviously seams, whatever you want to call them here, and that's pinched tight, so even with a lot of filling and sanding, I don't think I'm going to get those anywhere near how you guys had turned them out, which is a bit worrying. As soon as I saw it, my heart dropped. I went, oh no, come on please. Could you not make it I don't mind filling and sanding, but I just can't see me making that look any better. I don't think, oops, we've got a little beam axle or whatever to put in there, but it wouldn't be a beam axle, would it, because it'd be a four-wheel drive. But as you can see, it's not really covering a great deal, I wouldn't think. So yeah, that's quite a big gap to that. and then round here, you know, it's not a, there's a right old lip there. Now the only thing I can think of doing is gluing it all down and then pairing it back with a sander and then filling it and then sanding it again. But even then I don't know. I've got to look on the pictures again to see if they're, I mean, imagine they'd be weld, and if they are, I could put some, like this, you know, I could put maybe some sprue in or something, or just a thin back band of putty and mark it as if it's weld, because even with that up, it's not really hiding anything, and it will be up obviously because it's on land rather than in the water. But yeah, you know, it's that was a bit like you think, oh come on. So I'm undecided. Every time I flip this out, I can't really see. If I put a piece of card on, it's going to be sticking above like a ridge more or less. If I just stuff putty in there, it's probably just going to push through. So yeah, I'm a bit, there's obviously nothing. I've got to check my photographs again, and I must confess, just jumping onto this video, I've not checked them, but I can't see that obviously. You know, this is going to be going down there, but that all seems fairly open. So the reason I mean, I'm not moaning. It's a 1970s kit. I mean, you've got this obviously. It's just a shame that I'll probably do, and this is blowing my own trumpet, I'll probably do a halfway decent job on the figures and have a lousy looking Schwimmwagen, which is a bit, you know, it's a bit galling really. But I'll see this one through, you know. But if you've got any advice, you know, if you've got any, you know, you can think of something, obviously pop it in the comments. I did try and put the canvas on to see if I could hide a lot of the body, and it doesn't really do that. So I hardly ever see them. Pictures I've got of in my own reference books and stuff like. You very rarely do you see the canvas up, obviously because they've got a deboss, quick sharp. So I take it they only put them up in somewhere like Russia or places like that. But yeah. I'm not easing back gently, am I, into the scale modelling world after 30 odd years. It's not going easy. And again, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, I suppose. But yeah, you know, it's. I was hoping just for, if not so much detail, but maybe a bit tighter fitting and whatever. You know, I thought, well, I'm not sure what it was like in the Eastern Front. I mean, obviously, if it was Normandy times, they were literally driving around in mobile bushes, and I could just put loads of foliage on, and hopefully nobody'd see much. Because it'll probably be, I'm not going to use the plastic figures, not at the moment anyway, on this one. So it'll be parked up, and it'll just be the two figures. Because in real life, I did read on somebody's website that Carius and one of his other officers found that a village, might be in East Prussia, or one of the Baltic states, they'd heard that the Soviets had got into the village, and they took a Schwimmwagen to go and recce the place, and then they actually pushed them out with their Tiger tanks afterwards. But so it's something like that, you know what I mean? But I don't know how well these were camouflaged on the Eastern Front compared to, obviously, they were just moving bushes and trees on the Western Front because of the amount of fighter bombers. So guys, I just wanted to show that. As I say, I'd intended to build the whole thing, paint it all, and just say, right, here it is. But you know, that was a bit of off-putting when I saw all this. I'm hoping I can sand that, stick it together, maybe sand it first, so at least these edges are more flat as I can make them. Then add the putty. I just can't see how I can put some backing on that really without making it. I might just try and push putty in there and just see if it'll take, and then maybe sand it down. Anyway, suggestions, guys, if you've got any, as long as they're well-meaning. You know, Appreciate you stopping by and taking a look. This is another challenge. Only Gav can have a tiny little model build like this and still find problems he's got to scratch his chin at. Take care of yourselves, guys. We'll speak soon. Cheers.